All right, guys. Let's get to it. Oklahoma. What the hell? Oklahoma versus Baylor.
I'm in the twilight zone.
Damn, guys.
Oklahoma versus Baylor. Number 13 Baylor versus number 8 Oklahoma in Waco, Texas. 11 a.m. kickoff. You want to step in here? You're going to get it together.
It's on Fox. Fox this Saturday at 11 a.m. You said that. 11 a.m. Oklahoma comes out as a 5.5 point favorite over Baylor. Emerson, what do you got?
I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. It's going to be probably the best pass rush and defense Caleb Williams has seen all year.
That I do agree with. Absolutely.
Yeah. And Baylor, under Dave Aranda, they've had two salty defenses the past 2 years, and they are physical, and they will get after you, and they will capitalize on opportunities when you give up the football. And, their offense can move the ball, too. They've got a really good running back. They've got a quarterback that can spin it. He's pretty athletic, too, and they got a stud wide receiver. So they have all the ingredients to beat you, and they're a disciplined team, and they're a well-coached team, and they got a lot better athletes than you would think. Baylor has started to step up their recruiting under Dave Aranda, and they are getting some guys.
And whether you think it or not, they still could make the Big 12 championship. Still could.
Very easily.
Very easily.
That's why these next 3 weeks for Oklahoma is so important. You got Baylor, you got Iowa State, Oklahoma State, and
literally over Oklahoma's dead body if they make the Big 12 championship.
right. It all matters to what Oklahoma does as long as they take care of business. But Baylor's a super quality team. They've beat Iowa State. They beat a ranked BYU team. They went and beat Texas. Only losses was to TCU, which was shout out to Chandler Morris. We were talking about that earlier, Emerson. The OU.
Chandler Morris is balled out.
Spinning the football, running all over the place. What did he have? Like 400 some yards?
He had like 460 yards and like 2 touchdowns. He had a QBR of 181. Ridiculous. Chandler Morris is balling out.
That's good to see. And then the only other loss there was to Oklahoma State in a close battle. They lost to TCU by 2 points, and then they lost to Oklahoma State by 10. But, they have some quality players here. They got Jerry Bohannon, who has, close to 2,000 yards. He's got 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. They got running back Abram Smith, who's got over 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, averages 7 yards a carry, which is ridiculous.
That's nuts.
He ran a dude over in the TCU game last week. He destroyed. Oh my gosh, it was destructive. It was impressive. He's a physical runner.
And then they also got wide receiver Tyquan Thornton, who's also a deep threat. And they love to use that play action. They get the running game going, and then they use the play action. They'll beat you deep. They can throw it around. They know how to play quality football. So it's going to be interesting because this is the most quality opponent Oklahoma's had all season.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Dave Aranda's defense last year kept Oklahoma under 28 points, and everyone was up and that was an unheard of occasion at Oklahoma under Lincoln Riley until this year happened. But it'll definitely. I think Oklahoma will struggle at points to put up touchdowns.
Yeah.
At times.
Yeah. Do you guys think that game last week with TCU and Baylor, do you think that was a trap game for Baylor? Do you think that's why they lost that, or that's a good reason why they lost that, Emerson?
I think it would have to be. You look at it, TCU is down. They were a 3-4, 3-5 team, something like that. Their coach just got fired. who's an all-time great on their campus, and they just haven't looked like they've looked good at times, but they looked inconsistent all year. So I think Baylor kind of sleptwalked into that game, and then TCU comes to play and they keep it close and they get a couple turnovers, and then you look up and Baylor loses by 2 points. So it's something that Oklahoma has fell victim to pretty much every single year for a long time. So yeah.
Okay.
So I understand it, but that stuff happens, and that's why you play the games.
It is absolutely. I agree 100%. So, what do you Nick? What are you looking for on Oklahoma? What do you want to see specifically? What do you want to see improve? What do you want to see overall?
Gets the quarterback shut down the run game. I think if you shut down the run game and you get some pressure on this quarterback, I think that offense can fall apart. They do a really good job, running the football and getting the play action down. So if you can keep them one-dimensional, you'll win this football game. That's when it starts getting dangerous, when they're breaking loose and you're missing tackles. That's kind of been Oklahoma's poison this season, is missing tackles and then, injuries, really. But we just came off the bye. We got some guys back. We got Turner Yell. We got DJ Graham back. Key Lawrence should probably be out there starting corner. And I love that. He's a playmaker, and he's got a hell of an attitude, very confident player. Alex Grinch is very high on him, and I like that. So, you get these guys back at the right time, you're going to start to see a lot more plays being made on defense. So that's kind of the key for me there. And then offensively, I can get into that later, but that's just my keys so far defensively.
Okay. Emerson? Got anything based off what Nick said? Any new thoughts? Different thoughts?
I think it will be an exciting matchup to watch Oklahoma's run defense against Baylor's rushing attack. That Abram Smith guy, he is number 7. He is a stud, like I said earlier. And Oklahoma's going to have to show up, and they're going to have to play physical defense against them if they do want to make them one-dimensional. Jerry Bohannon, sorry. I don't know what one's correct. I mean, he's a big guy too, 6'3", 220. He's a guy that can get out in space and make you pay, and he can make you pay with his arm as well. So, definitely an interesting matchup for Oklahoma's defense. And like you said, you get Jalen Redmond back. He played limited snaps in the Tech game, so good to see him. Getting back out there. And Key Lawrence, I agree, is becoming a playmaker very quickly for this defense, which is exciting. And Delarian Turner-Yell back, the leader of the defense who gets the guys organized. You can definitely tell. I think Oklahoma's going to need all of those guys playing really good games to get past Baylor.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. So, with Caleb Williams in, he only has one turnover this season. Am I right?
He's got one. I believe he's got
that one pick against Kansas, and that's it.
I think you guys got maybe 14 touchdowns passing, 14 touchdowns passing, and maybe 4 rushing. So, absolute playmaker. And, one turnover. I'll take that.
Yeah. We got Caleb Williams. We got a healthy offense for the most part. I think our struggle this weekend, if we do have one, will be the defense. Am I wrong? Do you guys agree, disagree? If there is a struggle?
Baylor still plays some quality defense. They will run a man-to-man defense, and they'll bring some pressure on you. But I'll take that. I think we match well up against that. It kind of relies on the offensive line, but I trust our receivers. I trust our quarterback. But one thing for me is we got to get back to running the football well. We didn't do that very well against Texas Tech. Kennedy Brooks had less than 40 yards, and Marcus Major got in there in the last possession and had 25 yards on about 5 carries. So that's just one of the keys. If you want to be successful on offense, get back to run the football on first down and commit to it. And the rest will be set up from there.
Anything off that, Emerson?
Yeah, I think like Nick said, getting the running game established will be huge, especially for slowing down that pass rush. For Caleb Williams, this will probably be the best pass rush he's faced all season, as far as a starter. So, getting that run game going and letting Kennedy Brooks kind of get into a groove, and then also getting the screen game. Mm-hmm. We've yet to see Eric Gray really get involved and make a substantial impact. And if you can get Kennedy growing on the ground and then get Eric Gray going in the screen game, as well as the wide receivers beating their guys one-on-one, which I think we should because we have better athletes.
But that doesn't always matter. We know that doesn't always matter.
Hey, Eric Gray is going to make that first guy miss. And I like how you bring that up because that's something that I've wanted to see too. Seems like he's always so close to breaking one loose. And he makes the first guy miss, but he's always around the swarm. And it's such a nasty juke.
Yeah, and he can do some interesting things in like tight windows as well. Like you've seen him just like on the sideline, like hop around in like a 3-foot space and make two guys miss, and you're like, okay, that's that's impressive. That's just
he also
shiftiness.
catches the ball like a wide receiver. He can catch a ball that's on a line on a 10-yard stop route, just like no other. Literally like a receiver with his hands. Turn it up, get outside, and get the ball upfield.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
And
go ahead.
Why can't we expect to see Brooks and Major get the majority of the carries, and Gray just be the guy that comes in and kind of does some weird formation stuff and gets out in space? Like, I think those roles have kind of clearly been established based on the players' performances.
I would say so, and I'm confident in all those guys. I would say start Kennedy Brooks. He's the dude. Obviously, he's the dude.
Yes,
but I'm also confident in Eric Gray and, Marcus Major's abilities to get in the football game, and I'd like to see it. But also, against Texas Tech, we had 7 guys catch a touchdown pass, which is excellent for progression and confidence going forward. So that was perfect timing. And then you get the bye week, to go over fundamentals and get back on track to Oklahoma football to your standard. So, that's just all you can ask for these next 3 weeks because it's so important. And Lincoln Riley is undefeated in the month of November. So I hope that stays the same and we can make a statement against these teams. And, like you said, Taylor, we might see Oklahoma State in the Big 12 championship in a back-to-back rematch.
That's possible. Like, completely possible. So, with that being said, this bye week, we couldn't have picked a better time for a bye week. Okay? Am I wrong or am I right, guys?
You're definitely right.
Late in the season, right before this 3-game stretch, 4-game stretch, because here's the deal, fellas. Oklahoma, they're going to make the Big 12 championship. I think they will. I think they're going to make the Big 12 championship. This is what it is. Oh, you jinxed us, whatever. They're going to do it. Okay?
As long as we don't lose all 3 of these games coming forward.
Exactly. So, with that bye week we had, and then the game we had against Texas Tech, and like Nick was saying, that was a huge confidence booster. And on top of that confidence booster and that bye week, with the playoff rankings coming out and Oklahoma being put at number 8, that might be.
I like where you're going.
That might be something good for us.
We always perform way better as an underdog than when we're sitting there at number 3, number 2.
Oklahoma loves playing pissed off, and they play good at it.
They do.
I mean, am I right, Emerson?
I'm so glad.
No, you're right. That's
because that's 100% on point. And
yeah,
Oklahoma versus the world.
And that's 9 out of 10 times they show us who they are. So, okay, Emerson, who you got winning this game? Who wins?
I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to go with Oklahoma. I'm going to have to. Like you said, they're coming off a bye. Lincoln Riley's had 2 weeks to prepare, which in itself is dangerous. They're also in the month of November, and you know how strong Oklahoma's teams usually finish. And I think Lincoln Riley wants to make a statement and remind everyone who he is, especially against a great defensive mind like Dave Aranda. And he wants to show off his shiny new quarterback as well. So I think Oklahoma's going to have a lot to prove, the players and the coaches as well. And, Baylor's kind of on a downward skid. So and they just got, done. They just got over a loss to a tough loss in a physical game to arguably inferior opponent. So
Okay.
it could be damaging to their psyche. I'm going with Oklahoma.
So, do they cover the spread? 5.5 points.
What's the spread? 5.5?
Oklahoma's 5.5 point favorite.
Yes, I say they do. Yeah. Oklahoma. That's the funny thing. Oklahoma's going to cover the spread against Baylor, but not against Kansas
Well,
this year.
it
That's
is
my
what it is.
prediction.
Okay.
Or Tulane.
All right.
Anyways,
Okay. So Nick Emerson has Oklahoma winning the game, covering the spread. One more question, Emerson. How many points does Oklahoma win by? You don't have to give me a score. You can if you want, but how many points does Oklahoma win by? If you had to throw it out there right now.
yeah, you got to give us the score. Come on now.
You don't
know
have
the
to.
rules.
Just give us something.
No, it has to be a score.
All right.
We
give us
always do a
score.
score.
You got to give us a score.
All right, score. I'll go 34. I'll go 34-28.
Wow.
Barely covers the spread.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Barely a
Okay.
cover.
Nick, who do you got winning this game?
I got Oklahoma.
Okay.
Of course. There's no doubt, that I could go against Oklahoma. Obviously. But I have a quick stat for you. In 3 games Caleb Williams has started, he's got 12 passing touchdowns on 73 throws. Not completed passes, 73 throws. He has 1 point per throw. Okay? Just keep that in mind here. Okay? This dude is... It's an understatement to say this kid's talented. He's going to be one of those guys like a Baker Mayfield, like a Kyler Murray. He's going to be up there in the draft. I could see him going number 1 in the future. I know it's his freshman year. This is probably his biggest game so far. Texas was a huge game. He stepped up big time, came out, won the game. True freshman. Didn't play his senior year. COVID, whatever. Anyways, Baylor's coming up.
This is
I'm gonna take.
I just wanted to know who's going to win the game.
I'm gonna take Oklahoma. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 38-27, and that was my prediction before Emerson even said anything. So we're thinking on the same exact page here.
Okay, is that 27 a garbage touchdown at the end? Or
No,
is that
it's gonna be a close.
respectful 27 points?
I think it's gonna be a close game, but I think Oklahoma handles them, late in the game. I think we pull it out. We make it known that we are the better team.
Okay.
But,
In their
defense
house.
also has to step up. It's not just going to be the Caleb Williams show. Pat Fields had an interception. Justin Broyles had an interception. Isaiah Thomas was going hard against Texas Tech. We get Jalen Redmond back. These are all going to be factors against Baylor. We all have to step up. We can't allow Baylor to score, over 30 points here, or else that's when my confidence kind of shoots down. So we have to play a solid performance, but that's just my opinion. That's how I think how it's gonna go is 38-27 Oklahoma.
Okay, cool. You guys are going to call me crazy. Okay. I got Oklahoma 41-23.
41-23.
41-23.
Okay.
And you know what? And I'm going to tell you this.
18 points.
And I'm going to say the last touchdown is going to be garbage. I think Oklahoma is hungry.
We start to get some players back.
I think we're starting to get some players back now. Coming off a bye week, they're pissed off. They are. They can say whatever they want. These players do watch ESPN. They do pay attention to what these guys say. I think Oklahoma's going to come out and they're going to show the Big 12 who the 6-time defending Big 12 champion is. So that's what I got. With that being said, are we losing connection on Emerson? Nope, we're not. With that being said,
I'm back.
Go. You never
I
left
lost
us,
you.
Emerson. You never left us. You're
Yeah,
always right.
yeah. We've been here the whole time,
There we go.
folks. Something
With
to
that
see.
being said, Nick, do you have anything?
I've said what I need to say. I hope Oklahoma balls out. These next 3 weeks is so important. I can't express that enough. You got Oklahoma State at rank number 10. So drive through these weeks. Iowa State is going to be – that might be our toughest competition. Oklahoma State's an extremely talented team, but we've also had really good luck in the past. But Iowa State has our number, and Matt Campbell is such an extremely good coach. Not saying Mike Gundy's not. Have nothing against it, but – Iowa State's kind of the team, and I don't want to look forward here, but Iowa State is the team that has our number, and I'll stay with that. I'll stay with that.
Okay. Emerson Campbell.
Yeah, this is it's nut up or shut up time. Last 3 games of the season, hopefully 4 games of the season. These are going to be the games where we make a statement to the country in the college football playoff. So they definitely need to take care of business. That's all I got.
Week 1 starts Saturday, fellas. Week 1. It's a new season. It's
true.
So,
nothing else matters.
alrighty. Well, I worked all night last night. I didn't sleep all day. Still not sleeping. Feeling pretty good. Nick's feeling pretty good. Emerson's doing good. These two are doing great.
He's always doing good. These two are always phenomenal.
There you go. And I just want to say a big thank you to Adam and Gabe. They do a lot. They're the offensive line of our crew. They do a whole lot. Video, audio, put everything together. Awesome.
The big nasties.
All you guys who comment, interact with us, all that, we appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on TikTok. All that stuff. We appreciate it. At the end of the day, we just have fun doing this. We love it. So
Yeah, give us your opinion. Comment.
there you go.
Subscribe.
You know what? Even if you guys disagree, we love it. So, Boomer Sooner, Nick, Emerson, Taylor, we'll see you guys Sunday morning.
Adios.